The old woman actually had her sister use glue to stick together her second skin, all just to climb into the king's bed. She slipped into the king's bedroom under cover of darkness. However, after their intimate encounter, what the king saw was a withered face. The king immediately ordered that she be thrown off a cliff. What no one expected was, after falling off the cliff, the old woman was not only not killed by the fall, but actually made it back onto the king's bed again. Just a few days ago, the alcohol-addicted king groggily woke up. He heard a melodious singing voice from atop the city wall. The king developed a strong interest in the young maiden. He immediately asked about her age in a crude manner. Who would have known that after hearing this, the maiden shyly hid inside the house. This made the king even more determined to possess her. He hurried back to the palace to retrieve a pearl necklace. He had someone deliver it to the maiden's home, but strangely, there was no maiden at all. Only a pair of elderly sisters were seen. After seeing the precious necklace sent by the king, the younger sister urged her older sister to quickly tell the king the truth, because deceiving the king would cost them their heads. But the older sister simply wouldn't listen. That very night, the king knocked on their door. The younger sister wanted to tell the truth, but was immediately stopped by her older sister. Hearing the pure voice from inside the house, the king became even more anxious. He said that as long as the maiden opened the door, he would fulfill any of her wishes. Upon hearing this, the older sister quickly pinched her throat. She asked the king to give her 7 more days. After 7 days, she would definitely offer herself to the king. The king returned to the palace satisfied. After the king left, the younger sister worried that their wrinkled fingers would be discovered. The king would surely punish them, but the older sister wasn't panicked. She boiled a pot of collagen, then applied it to her hands. She wrapped them tightly with white cloth, hoping that after a few days her fingers would become as smooth as a maiden's. But when she unwrapped the gauze, she discovered her fingers were still wrinkled. The older sister immediately burst into tears. At this moment, the king knocked on the door again. He had come to take the person. Seeing that their scheme was about to be exposed, the older sister quickly grabbed her younger sister's fingers and extended them outside the door. The king saw those slender, delicate fingers. He assumed the girl must be a great beauty. It turned out the younger sister had a habit of sucking her fingers. Her fingers were as tender as a baby's. The older sister asked the king for 1 more day's grace. She said she would actively go to the palace to find him the next evening. Faced with this request from the beauty, the king happily agreed. The next day, with her younger sister's help, the older sister used glue to stick together her loose skin. She slipped into the king's room under cover of darkness. The drunk king didn't notice anything amiss. Only when he woke up the next day did he discover that in his bed was an 80-year-old old woman. The king flew into a rage. He ordered that she be thrown off the cliff, but the older sister wasn't killed by the fall. She was also rescued by a passing witch. Under the witch's magic, the wrinkles on her body gradually disappeared. In the blink of an eye, she transformed into a fair-skinned beauty. After the witch left, the king happened to come to the Bat Mountain to hunt. The king was stunned by the scene before his eyes.